A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the abridged version of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo. We'll spend the next few minutes to whet your appetite, talking about the FIFA Women's World Cup, and also just keep you in tune for the big one tomorrow, Nigeria against Australia's Matildas. And talking about that game, it's going to be played tomorrow at 11 a.m. Let's quickly go to the camp of the Matildas, depleted by injuries, of course, because of concussion. We'll listen to them as they talk about the state of preparedness and, of course, what they intend to do as they lock arms with the Super Falcons of Nigeria.
I have the biggest respect to our Troopers M team, our medical team, that always look at player safety first. And when it's concussion protocol, as a coach, you have to have the biggest respect to players' health. And if a player is ruled out, they're ruled out. When it comes to the training, I totally understand. If you didn't see the training, if I were you sitting out there, I would go like, what the heck is happening in trainings? You know, 2 concussions in one training, 2 days out of the game. But it was a complete normal training. 2 days out, you always have a high-intensity, medium-sized game. We played 8v8, high-intensity. Everything was good. We were unlucky, unfortunately, to head knocks. We don't want to go into details because we don't reveal those things that happens in training. But pure unluck. We didn't do anything different than normal, and we were a bit unlucky this time. But the session per se was very good. And once again, the players showed when that happened, the medical team took care of the players, and the players took care of the game, and they just kept going and focused. And a new player stepped in that role, and it was just, you know, like this, they're on a mission. The players are on a mission and focus on what they can control. So credit to the players in yesterday's training, how they responded to it.
All right, Coach Tony Gustafsson. Speaking about the incidents that have happened in training. Whether or not Nigeria will benefit from that, it remains to be seen. All right, let's go to the camp of the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Coach Randall Wardrum has been speaking. He says he is still, of course, he still dreads the Australian team. It's part of the injuries that they seem to have. Let's listen to Coach Randy Wardrum and also listen to Azizat Oshola and, of course, Francisca Ordega.
Look, we never like to see players injured, and I know how devastating that is, missing matches in the World Cup. But I don't think it really changes our tactics and what we're trying to do. They obviously still have a lot of weapons that can hurt you. I know for them they may feel somewhat of a challenge, but for us, we know the strength of their team. I know a lot of their players really well from playing back in the NWSL when I was coaching in the Pro League, and I know the quality of those players. So we can't go into the match thinking we're at some advantage for that reason. We have to stick to the game plan and the way we've been preparing for them since after the Canada match.
I feel like Australia have a team where you can actually write them off because one player is missing. She's not the only one missing in their squad, to be honest, right now. They have a couple of injuries as well, you know. So as well as us as well. But the most important thing is to still take the team as the way they are. Like they're still the team. They're still who they are. They play good. They have good finishers on their team, you know. The fact that they're missing some doesn't mean they're going to play differently. They're still a very good team who can actually replace. They have players who can actually replace on the team.
Play on normal game, but the difference between Australia and Canada, I think they keep the ball more, which this team play more direct. So yeah, and we as well, I think we play more direct. We just try to defend against Canada, which now we want to see if we can push forward and score a lot of goals. We don't want to defend from 90 minutes. We want to score. That will keep us in the tournament.
All right, that's it. So hopefully all of that will work in favor of the Super Falcons. And by the way, that's our own Cecilia Morogwe with the Super Falcons. You get to see more from her, a lot of inputs all the way from Australia and New Zealand. All right, let's move on the show. We've talked about what's going to happen tomorrow. How about the things that happened today? Let's talk about the end of the road for Africa's representative, Zambia. Another 5-0 loss today against European powerhouse Spain, and that ends the tournament for debutants Zambia. 5-0 hammering they received today from Spain, and that ensured that Spain progressed to the last 16 and Zambia have their bags packed, and they will be leaving. The last game they will play is a dead rubber. It has no consequence. Even if they win 100-0, it's not going to change anything. Of course, everything has been sealed for the Zambians, and it's really sad. They tried to give their best, but it just turns out the quality wasn't enough. All right, still talking about the teams that have booked their place in the next round and the teams that have exited the tournament. Let's talk about 2011 champions Japan. They're through to the next round, and Japan were able to go to the next round via a 2-0 win over Costa Rica. They were able to get 2 goals in 3 minutes, and on the strength of that, they are through to the next round. Costa Rica's tournament is over, by the way, following 2 losses. But for Japan, a lot of people are saying this team is beginning to look like the team that stunned everybody, including the U.S. and the powerhouses in football, to win in 2011. Will they be able to do just that? That's the question on everyone's lips. All right. So, still talking about the matches played today, let's move quickly before the time is up to talk about Canada. Canada secured pole position in Group B. Group B has Nigeria Super Falcons and the Matildas of Australia. As it stands, Canada sit on top of the group. They've sent Ireland packing, courtesy of a 2-1 victory over the Irish. And, of course, on the strength of that result, the Irish, they are out. Republic of Ireland, it has all ended before it started. They are out of the tournament. The Canadians are in pole position. They sit on top of the group. They will be monitoring what happens between Nigeria and Australia in the early hours of tomorrow. That's, of course, West African time, 11 a.m. Here, and different times in other parts of the world. But for us here, 11 a.m. Is that time where the Super Falcons will take to the field, trade tackles, slug it out, battle it out with the Matildas of Australia. Let's see if we have a little bit of time to take one more story. Let's talk about American football and quickly give you the piece of news talking about the National Flag Championship in Akure that has begun, and a lot of interesting stories coming from it. 16 teams have qualified for the national finals of the Nigeria Secondary School Flag Football League, which holds from July 31st to August 5th at the Sunshine Stadium in Akure, Ogun State. The Nigeria American Football Association says 16 teams coming from Ondo State, Ogun State, Oyo State, Lagos, Akwa Ibom, and the Federal Capital Territory. Of course, according to the Federation Secretary, the Flag Football League has helped in grooming and discovering young talents in the country. Competition has been endorsed by the National Football League, which is the most prestigious football league in the world. All right, that's how much we can take on the show tonight. Is the abridged version. We're back tomorrow. We'll have more time on our hands to take you through the fast-paced, money-spinning world of sports. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.